going to move on now to a GMA Star Wars exclusive. A new documentary takes us behind the scenes of The Rise of Skywalker, showing how the cast and crew kept Carrie Fisher at the heart of the film. And we hear from her daughter, Billie Lourd, who opens up about playing Princess Leia. Chris Connolly has the story.
It's literally like a gift from her, or her forcing us to make her the star of the movie, but probably both.
Words from Billie Lourd, daughter of Carrie Fisher.
Nothing, Admiral. Passing debris.
Taken from a new behind-the-scenes documentary of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, which shows how the movie incorporated Fisher's character Leia into Episode 9, filmed after her death.
We're able to sort of recreate kind of everything as faithfully as it was on the day, building our movie around her. And so that involves figuring out the staging of the other characters as well.
The documentary, available on March 17th with the digital release of The Rise of Skywalker, depicting how director J.J. Abrams and star Daisy Ridley dealt with the scene's technical and emotional challenges.
This is the first scene that we're doing with Leia, and of course, we don't have the most important person with us.
The reality of having to do a scene with someone who isn't actually there.
Yes, Master.
Was very difficult. I sort of had to walk off and have a moment.
Also in the doc, entitled The Skywalker Legacy, a deep dive into the filmmaker's decision to feature Leia's Jedi training in the saga.
We asked some really exciting questions at the beginning of this. Did she train as a Jedi?
With Lourd stepping into her mother's shoes, playing her in this fight scene.
Being back has been incredible, painful, surreal, all of the adjectives that you can come up with. Probably I've felt.
To know that we were doing this with sort of her at our side, that's something I'll just always be grateful to her for.
For Good Morning America, Chris Connolly, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Can't wait to see that. Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, available on digital March 17th, Blu-ray March 31st. And good news, audience, all of you get a free digital download. Let's go to PJ.
But for the real family entertainment at its most sublime, you'll have to wait till after Christmas, when Star Wars opens in London. Even by the standards of Hollywood, a place where nothing succeeds like excess, Star Wars is a phenomenon. It only opened in America at the end of May, but already it's the biggest box office hit in cinema history, having grossed the best part of $200 million in the United States alone. Perhaps one important reason for this immense popularity is that it somehow combines elements of all the best-loved themes of romantic adventure, from the Arabian Nights to the Western, from the Knights of the Round Table to science fiction and space fantasy. Alec Guinness, as a sort of elderly space-age Sir Galahad, is the best-known actor in the film, the juvenile leads being played by Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, and Eddie Fisher's daughter Carrie as the kidnapped princess. But the real stars, I fancy, will turn out to be two robots, known as C-3PO and R2-D2. Ironically enough, Star Wars was turned down by two studios before 20th Century Fox agreed to back it without too much initial enthusiasm and with a comparatively modest budget of £6 million. Even more ironically, most of the spectacular sets and the live action scenes, which are about half the strength of the picture, were created by British technicians at Elstree Studios. But of course, none of the monstrous profits will come back to support our own local film industry. In fact, the overwhelming success of the picture surprised everybody, including Fox, the producer Gary Kurtz, and the director George Lucas. Had they been able to predict it, we should already be inundated with commercial spin-offs, such as toy models of R2-D2 and C-3PO. They won't be here in time for Christmas, but ray guns, spaceships, t-shirts, posters, and Star Wars wallpaper, bubble baths, and breakfast foods should be on the market pretty soon. As one Fox executive put it, it's not so much a film, it's more an industry. And the man chiefly responsible for both film and, by extension, industry is the writer and director George Lucas, who spent years writing and rewriting the script until he felt it was good enough to go into production. And the script, which is like everyone's nostalgic memory of glorious Saturday morning matinees, is quite as important to the overall film as the special effects. George Lucas is best known, or was until now, for American Graffiti, but I suppose the initial seed of Star Wars was sown in his first picture, a science fiction story called THX 1138, made when he was a 27-year-old graduate of film school. It's really quite irritating to think that even while he was making that picture, George Lucas was already mulling over ideas for Star Wars. And now 5 years and only 2 films later, at the age of 32, he's so rich he need never work again. Oh, well, it's no good being jealous. He's a good director and deserves his success. Damn him.